I like and hate Donovan Sharpe's talking points. On one hand, I find him funny and entertaining at times. And on the other hand, his hate and disrespect for black women rub me the wrong way.
Yep. There it is. So now we understand the agenda. We understand the agenda. According to him, the reason he did this video is because of my disrespect towards black women. So he's already telling us that he is really not speaking objectively, and most people don't. I don't speak objectively most of the time. It is what it is, but it appears so far that the main reason he has decided to do this exposed video on me is because of the alleged disrespect and hate towards black women. CC, get in line, man. Like, honestly, I've been attacking Donovan Sharpe because of the things that he said about black women. That is so 2016, man. You're gonna have to update yourself here, buddy boy.
I have no idea why he singles them out for doing the same thing women of other races do. But
I have no idea why he singles them out. Because they do the same things that other races of women do. I see. What CC just said here was white girls do it too. That's the argument that he's using. Well, white girls do it too. So why don't you talk about white girls in the same way you talk about black women? And it's funny because all the feminists and all of their cape-wearing manginas, they don't really seem to be worried about race. But here's my response to the white to the white girls do it too. And I'll start from the top here. Like it or not, gentlemen, like it or not, black women are at the bottom of the sexual totem pole. That's point blank, period. It's not a secret. I'm not breaking news here. Black women are almost nobody's type, and everyone knows it, including black men and women, regardless of what they say. Now, a lot of people like to, well, where are your facts? Where are your statistics? Where is your data? They don't really want to know what the statistics and the data says. What they're doing is they're trying to disqualify your statement by requiring some sort of research or some sort of study. Well, if you actually showed it to them, they still wouldn't believe it because they would say, well, listen, numbers can be made to say anything. And they would be right. They would be right. This is why I don't use outside data when I talk about my talking points. I'm not one to, statistics and studies, all of that is bullshit to me. The kind of data I use is empirical data. Empirical data is based on your own and shared experiences. People can say all they want to, well, this percent of men did this and that. Listen, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. The things that I talk about, that I've gone through, it just so happens that thousands, if not millions of other men have gone through similar or the same experiences as I have. Just because someone says, well, who hurt you and that this is not all women, hey, you're probably right. It's not all women. But based on the empirical data, we in this community, we have figured women out. We know who and what women really are. This is not based on studies or statistics. This is based on empirical data. You can't tell me that I'm wrong because of my experiences, and you can't tell millions of men that they're wrong because of their experiences. No, we've all experienced the same things. But the reason I bring that up is because I am actually going to use sort of outside and empirical data in terms of black women being at the bottom of the sexual totem pole, and that's dating apps. Study after study after study. They don't even do surveys or studies. What they do is they track the people they swipe right on. Right? They listen, they go through all the male profiles. Okay, what races of women are these guys swiping right on? What races of women are these men choosing? And black women are chosen the least. That's it. That's it. Listen, you can hate me. I don't care. But facts are facts. Facts are facts. Now, the deal is this. Black women would not be as pissed off about being the least preferred females in the world if brothers hadn't started jumping ship and dating other races of women, namely white girls. Right? Now, listen, they could deal with it if high caliber black men were checking for them, but we're not anymore. And the reasons are obvious. And listen, I've written and I've talked about the reasons ad nauseum. Not only are guys like us staying away from sisters, we're getting with white girls at an increasing rate. The more successful we get, the less attractive black women become. It's basic math. But something black women have started saying to simultaneously shame us for dating outside of our race and shaming white girls is exactly what Cece here just said. White girls do it too. In other words, all the fuckery that black women get up to with lying and the cheating and the bad behavior, multiple baby daddies and all the rest of that, white girls do the same shit. You want to know something? They're right. They're right, gentlemen. White girls do it too. White girls do lie. White girls do cheat. White girls do engage in fuckery on a higher level than even black women. White girls do have multiple baby daddies. White girls are every bit as bitchy, deceitful, and dishonest, and they are as out of pocket as black women. And in a lot of cases, most cases, they actually do it to a higher degree than even black women do. Now, as a side note, it is beyond me why black women continue to treat black men like absolute dog shit, knowing full well we're their only option. Right? Like they know damn well that men of other races aren't checking for them. Unless it's maybe for like a one-night stand or a slump buster. They say they did it once, some sort of exotic, whatever they say. And even then, the quality of non-black men who do give attention to the average black women, marginal at best. Anyway, yes, white girls do it too. And they do it more and they do it worse. But here is what sisters ain't telling you. You see, white girls are submissive. They cook, they clean, they smoke sausage, and treat you like a fucking god. They do literally everything that sisters don't do. White girls know how to treat a man. Non-black women know how to treat a man. They understand how to keep a man around. They understand the importance of femininity. They understand what men want and need. Now, on the other side of that coin, white girls do it too listen, it's 747% correct. But at least we get something out of the deal for the bullshit we deal with. Yes, gentlemen, we have to deal with the lies. We have to deal with the bad behavior. We have to deal with the disrespect and everything else. But at least we get our sausages smoked. At least we get to experience a woman who knows how to act. At least we get to experience true femininity. This is where the cost to benefit analysis comes in, right? As men, we're willing to put up with certain things if the benefits make it worth it. Women of all races are going to be bitchy, guys. They're all going to be bitchy. They're all going to misbehave. They're all going to act like adolescents. That's just the cost of being with women. You're going to have to deal with this stuff, and men know and understand this. You can't benefit from all the good women have, all they have to offer without having to deal with their bullshit. We get it, and we're willing to pay that price. We're willing to pay that price. But with black women, with sisters, there is no benefit. And that's the difference. You see, sisters bring all their bullshit to the table, like all other races of women do. But they do not give men enough incentive to want to deal with it. So when they say white girls do it too, what they're leaving out is that black girls don't do it too, as in black women don't suck. They don't fuck, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't treat a man like a man and act like she's got some goddamn sense. Now, one might say, well, Donovan, if a man isn't aware of a woman's true nature and doesn't know how to handle women with a strong masculine frame, isn't every woman going to withhold their benefits? And the answer is yes. It does not matter the color of her skin. If you don't act like a man, women will walk all over you, regardless of her race or your race. But herein lies another fallacy. You see, the more masculine you are with sisters, The more you impose your will, the more you take charge and lead the relationship, the more they push back. Black women literally punish you for being and acting like a man. They have an involuntary response that causes them to push back when a man shows dominant masculinity and rock solid frame. It's as though they don't want to relinquish what they feel is the power position they feel that is their birthright to have. They don't want to be submissive. Listen, the word submissive, that's a dirty word as far as sisters are concerned. The more dominant you are, the more masculine and dominant you are, the more dominant and masculine they act. And ain't nobody trying to deal with that. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that. White girls, on the other hand, do not. White girls completely and wholly submit to dominance. So do Latinas. So do, I assume, Indian girls. So do Asian girls. The more dominance you show, the more feminine and submissive they become. Funny how that works, right? Act like a man and non-black women act like women. Act like a man and black women act like men. They act like men. So now we have the shaming techniques. Shaming techniques that people like to hurl, and guys have heard this forever. You'll end up in jail for fucking with white girls. You know, it's funny. The sisters carry the same risk, but fucking with them will also get you 18 years of child support payments, which will also land you in jail if you're even a minute late with those payments. The fact of the matter is, guys, is that all women are poisonous. Messing with any of them carries an inherent risk, regardless of race. Black women are the riskiest to deal with because of the bottomless pit of bullshit you can get caught up in if you make a misstep. Yes, again, white girls are every bit as crazy as black women, sometimes even fucking crazier. But at least we're treated well in exchange for the nonsense they bring to the table. Sisters don't give a shit but the finger, y'all. So knowing what we know about how quickly white girls can get niggas hemmed up, knowing that all the white girl has to do is make an accusation and we end up in jail, no questions asked, knowing all of this, and we're still taking our chances with non-black women speaks to the deplorable state of today's sisters. If we're willing to subject ourselves to that kind of risk, that's not anything for sisters to laugh at. Here's another shaming technique. You hate yourself, Donovan. You hate yourself. The reason why you date white girls is because you hate yourself. This is typical projection. You see, sisters hate themselves because they know they're almost nobody's type. So they use this self-hate bullshit to deflect their inner pain. And really, all they're doing here is trying to make themselves feel better about the fact that black are fucking women of other races. Any brother getting regular sex from females who are submissive, live for smoke and sausage, is far from hating themselves. I speak from personal experience because trust and believe, I love me some me. Here's another one. Stop me if you've heard this before. Yo mama black. Yo sisters black. Is that right? This is a ploy that black women like to use to shut you down, shut you up about the truth. As a man with this level of awareness, we all have the ability to separate the truth from familial ties. Just because your mother is black does not oblige you to date black women any more than it obliges white girls to date white guys. And again, I've written and spoken about the licentiousness of my mother and my sisters multiple times, and I've had no problem doing it. I love my mothers and I love my sisters dearly, but that doesn't mean I don't acknowledge their poor decisions. Just because someone's related to you does not separate them from what you know is the truth. So when sisters use this weak-ass argument, yo mama black, they may as well wave the white flag. Oh, I love this next one. You get fat, ugly white girls. The bottom shelf, Becky. Yeah, keep telling yourselves that. You see, low-value black men end up with low-value white girls. Bottom shelf Beckys. And this shit is laugh out loud funny because if this were really the case, if most black women were dating bottom shelf Beckys, they wouldn't get their panties in a bunch, would they? Right? Why would they get upset about us fucking with white girls if they were all trailer park, flea-infested fat bitches? Right? The answer is they wouldn't. They shoot us dirty looks when we stroll by with our pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girls because they know these girls are everything they're not. Here's another one. You can't handle a strong black woman. Sure we can. But just because you can handle a bratty kid doesn't mean you want to. A man should never have to handle women. Yes, we understand that relationships aren't all peaches and cream, right? But having to deal with the constant nagging, the constant bitchiness, the constant emasculation, the constant complaining, your 8 kids, your 6 baby daddies, your inflated entitlement complexes isn't worth it anymore. But not to worry. I'm sure you guys have a line of white boys around the block, ready, willing, and able to handle your strong black selves. This is another good one. The only reason why she's dating is because she's rebelling against her father. Maybe. But we're still getting the booty. And dealing with a rebellious white girl who's using us to get back at her father is a hell of a lot better than dealing with the typical sister in America. Plus, one of the main reasons pretty young white girls date black guys is because their fathers are pussies. Right? We talk about the emasculation of men all over the place. Well, guess what? When the most influential males in their lives, their fathers, are poor examples of what strong, masculine men look like, they're going to look elsewhere for a man who will lead them, keep them in line, and demand their best. Sound familiar? Let's try it again, but this time we'll make a couple of changes. When the most influential females in their lives, their mothers, are poor examples of what caring, feminine women look like, they're going to look elsewhere for women who will take care of them, respect them, and bring out their best. This is where non-black women come in.